Here we are. Okay. Just getting the links up here, folks. At least misspell live, of course. Link. All right, one down. All right, one more. All right. See if a few more people show up here. All right. Do a little erasing here. Give a few more minutes. See if some folks are coming to show up. I'm a little earlier than I said I would be, but got the kid ready for bed, and then tagged out with the wife. So. It's been a few weeks since I've been on, so we'll see if I can remember and not hit my head too much on the camera. I've been out of town, and before that I was just kind of busy with things and wasn't feeling the ability to get on and do the live show. But now I am back. The holidays are over. I hope everybody had a good one. I saw some family in Texas and Colorado, which was good. I am Brunson. Hello. But yeah, we're back now. Kind of trying to get back into the groove of things. Had a little bit of sickness when we got back, so that was a drag. But today, I'm like 89%. Let's say 89% right now. So. Happy New Year, Stinker Buns. Happy New Year. Yes. Happy New Year. It was a good trip, though. I was able to, when I was in Texas, I went by the, I can never say it, but it's the Koya store. It's like a Japanese stationery and manga store. And I picked up Homunculus, which I have some volumes of this book in other languages, but I had not gotten it in English. I had read a lot of it online, and this is Hideo Yamamoto, who is the artist, the creator, writer, artist of Ichi the Killer, which is a manga that I really enjoy and one of my favorite movies. And he's done quite a few books. I have some other ones of his I probably showed on here before, but it was cool to finally pick up Homunculus. I just ended up getting the 5/6 collection because that's all they had on the shelf. But it's a crazy book. It's about this guy who's like a homeless guy. He lives in his car, and then he gets this guy approaches him and says he'll give him some money if he can do a trepanation on him, which is where they drill into the center of your head. And so he he gets this procedure done, and after he gets the procedure done, he sees people as their true selves, is like what it seems like at first. There's a lot more to it than that. It's kind of hard to turn through this one. But when he covers one of his eyes, his right eye, he sees them as they truly are. So this guy looks like an egg, even though this is what he looks like in real life, for example. Let me find a better page here. Yeah, so like this girl has like a giraffe head when he looks at her. This guy's surrounded by a school of fish. This woman's made out of chains. It's pretty crazy stuff. It's like a very kind of heady, trippy book. Not quite as violent as Ichi or action-filled as Ichi. Much more of a sort of a heady book. But I would definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. I quite like the story in this one. And also Ichi if you haven't. But that's a good book. So I picked that up when I was in Texas. And then this here, my friend Dan, he was in Japan recently, and I asked him just, he was like, you want me to look out for any books for you? And I was like, well, anything by Ryoichi Ikegami. And so this is one of Ikegami's earlier works called Lord. Earlier, I mean, it's not like his earliest, but a lot of people know this guy as the guy who illustrates Crying Freeman. He also did a book with Hideo Yamamoto called Adam and Eve, which is really cool. But he has a crazy style. I've always liked his work. It's definitely closer to realism, but he still finds a lot of interesting ways to show action, and he draws these incredible faces and these beautiful backgrounds. I'm not sure if he uses assistants or not, but the overall effect is great. And lots of violent stuff in his work. So this one's sort of about, I think, Genghis Khan or something. And it's got a bunch of crazy fights and stuff. So I've been looking through these manga lately, and really wanting to kind of be a little more intentional with like bringing that influence into my work, because I've been a fan of manga for so long, but I've never really tried to incorporate a ton of it into my work. So I don't know, just trying to do some of that. All right, Roque Ballesteros. Hello, Stinker Buns. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Like and subscribe for more riveting videos like this. Honestly, though, I do like to show off cool comics on here that maybe people have or haven't heard of. So if that's something that you are into, seeing cool stuff like that, let me know, and I will do even more of it, because I usually just do it as a little opener. So I'm definitely not going to finish this tonight. It's got a ways to go, and I want to take my time with it because it is a commission, and I never want to rush my commissions. So I won't finish this tonight. I'm hoping to put about an hour in here, just because I didn't get a full work day today because I was on dad duty, and so if I can get an hour here on Tuesdays at night, it really helps just put a dent in it and get it rolling, so that tomorrow when I go to work, I have a little something going already that I can work with, instead of being sort of starting from square one. So I just did a few things on this today. I had done the sketch on my iPad a couple days ago, maybe, and then I printed that in reverse on the back here in blue line, and then I light boxed to the front to get to the pencils. And then after that, on this particular piece, I did some fleshing out in the pencils, and then I knew I was going to want to try to do a little bit of the stenciling blood effect that I've played with a few times. And so I ended up doing a bunch of a frisket sheet on this, of frisket, which is like a contact paper that you can cut through to make shapes. And then I was able to do my splashes with just some good old toothbrush. So, and I'll probably do a lot more splashing on this, probably not tonight, because one of the things that's kind of fun and challenging sometimes for me when I'm working on commissions is deciding, being tactical about which part to do first. Like okay, if I do this and then this and then this, how's that going to layer up? And so getting some of these shapes in here first seemed like a good idea to me, because then I could get rid of some of the pencil and just get in here and start tightening up and maybe doing some cool rendering that I've been thinking about. So that's how we got to where we are here, and I'm very sure I'm also planning to maybe do some zips on this, but that probably won't happen tonight either. So these are things I have in mind while I'm working on it. Like, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this. Like if I'm going to use red or if I'm going to use zip tones, I decide that pretty early on. In some cases I decide at the last minute, but sometimes on a commission, I kind of try to think about it in advance. So anyway, whether anyone was curious about that or not, I don't know, but that's how we got to where we are right now, right here. All right, sorry, let's see what you guys are saying over here. Oh, thanks, Roke. Oh, cool, Wednesdays, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, printing on the back was a trick I learned from my buddy Dave Acosta. If you guys don't know Dave Acosta's work, you should check him out. He's been the artist on some cool books like Elvira, and he just wrapped up a series at Image called Terror War, which is really cool, with Saladin. And Dave actually was the first person who told me he did this, and I was like, whoa, that's a great idea, because I don't always do a thumbnail on the iPad for a commission. Sometimes I'll just go straight to paper. But when I do, I don't want to have those blue lines there on a commission because it's going to be a piece that someone might hang up. Now, occasionally I still will do that, and it's not like the end of the world. But once I learned this trick, I'm trying to do that more often, unless I'm in like a huge hurry or something, you know. So shout out to Dave for turning me on to that trick. Dave's incredible. He draws very beautiful women. He draws cool horror stuff. I would love to collaborate with Dave on some horror stuff at some point. He is a really talented artist. And a good bud. Good bud. Fellow horror movie aficionado. Me and Dave like to talk horror. Right now I'm just knocking in some stuff that I'm seeing in the pencils before I erase anymore, just to make sure I didn't miss anything in these rough pencils. Because I do a lot, as some of you have seen before, I do a lot of figuring this out after I've erased the pencils, just with the ink. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything that I got here. And I'm also trying to decide, I need to figure out exactly where I want my blacks, because right now it's sort of I kind of have an idea as far as what I'm doing, but I think I want to add some more kind of monster guys back here. Can I just fudge one in here? I think I can. These Guyver villains are kind of goobery sometimes anyway, you know? That's what makes it sort of fun. I'm just going to put some shapes in here, and we'll kind of work through them and see what comes out. Kind of let some happy accidents kind of happen here. You all know I'm a Bob Ross guy, so... Ooh, I like that little... right there. See? You don't want to lose those. Yeah. And this guy, too. All right, I think we can hit this with the eraser. Yeah, I've done zips on the channel quite a few times. Rope, you should definitely check out some of the other ones, the other videos on my live stream stuff, because I end up using it a lot on my Tuesday night fun drawings because I really love doing it. Commissions lined up. I have 2 more to finish on this list, and then I am going to be working on some comics projects for a little while, and I won't have a commission list open for a minute. But yes, I have this one, and I have one that is, you know, to do something that is based on the movie Drive, you know, the Ryan Gosling Winding Refn movie Drive, and then I have another one that is an X-Men team commission. So I'm excited about all of these. I think that's one of the reasons I saved them until the end, and then ended up not finishing them on last year's list and trying to wrap them up now, is because I was like, ooh, these ones are going to be really fun. So, and sure enough, I am having a lot of fun with this one. Hopefully I won't mess it up. If I do, you know, I will redraw it. Because just some things you just got to get it right, you know, but trying to be open to see where it leads me. where this one wants to go. And so I tried the frisket thing, and I want to do sort of a mix of these shapy blood sprays and more random ones that aren't quite as specific as these, so that the blood is sort of can be a textural element, but also a sort of a design element. Guyver's so cool, man. I remember it was one of the earlier animes that I saw, when I was like a teenager, that I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's so bloody and it's so crazy. That stuff was my jam for sure. Sound effects, yeah, definitely. Hey Jeremy, Happy New Year, pal. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. I appreciate you guys showing up. It's been a minute. Like I said, I was away for the holidays. I hope everybody had a safe and good holiday on your ends too, and a happy new year, 2024. I got some good feelings about this year. I think there's going to be a lot of cool opportunities, and I think that some of the struggles in comics, might end up breeding some really creative stuff. And I'd love to help be part of that. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the projects I have lined up. Yeah, I was ready for last year to be over, I think. See, the only problem, I should have erased some of this before I did the splatters and put the frisket over it. Just because when you do put the frisket on, I do find sometimes that makes my pencils be a little more difficult to pull up off of the Bristol. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, it's going to look fine, but sometimes if I just thought about it a little harder, when I did it. But I was kind of doing it while I was watching my kid this morning, so it's kind of like just kind of trying to figure it out between play sessions and stuff. I hope some of y'all have seen the Guyver. If you haven't, there's a lot of the old episodes of the OG anime on YouTube, and they're a blast. It's really fun. 80s 90s anime. Lots of gore, lots of dudes yelling at each other, hulking up, powering up. Guyver just being an absolute badass. Pardon my French. So this is probably not the most exciting thing to watch right here, guys, but hey, it's all part of the process. I actually love seeing the lines disappear and the ink lines kind of emerging. A lot of guys hate erasing because it is a bit of a tedious and strain on your arm, but man, I enjoy it. I like feeling like, okay, we're a little bit closer here. We've made some decisions. The hard part is behind us now. Like, now is the fun part. The hard part is everything before this, The rendering stuff can be hard, and like I said, planning some of this. Oh, there's a piece of frisket. But once you get to like inking and like messing around with that stuff, that's the fun part, dude. That's the fun part. But the part that makes it good and the part that makes it you is a lot of the first part. The figuring out what it's going to look like and stuff. I mean, it's one thing to have a style as far as how you render or how you exaggerate something, but it's also important to think about if you're thinking about what you want your work to look like. Think about how you want the compositions. What kind of compositions do you want to have? What kind of feelings and stuff do you want to evoke for people when they see the work? And then you can start making those kind of decisions, and then also everything is not dependent on just my skills as a renderer or figure drawer, So that's nice, because then it opens up a lot of room experiment in those areas with those aspects of the style and have a consistency still. But anyway, I digress. I'm rambling here. Had to get that in there. Saw a little something. Getting into Guyver. Yeah, finished Gundam. Gundam's great. Gundam's great. Kenny is more of a Gundam guy. Kenny, the writer of the Schlub, he loves Gundam. And I'm definitely more of a Guyver guy, I think. He likes Guyver too, though. Kenny is a wealth of information about those things. Is that another piece of frisket right there? Yeah, that's got to be. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. Get off of there. There we go. Little friskets everywhere. Sometimes I use the matting liquid, or the the masking liquid, but there was such a big area to cover in this one that the frisket is a little easier. The liquid is good for different kinds of things, and the nice thing about the liquid is you can just erase it and it comes up. So when you're erasing your pencils, like I am now, I could have just been erasing that up. But to cover a whole area like this, it's not very practical. It's better for like little block offs, you know, for stuff like that. Or if I was working on a smaller scale. Okay, all right, so I should probably make some decisions about lights and darks here before I get into all the details, huh? So let's think about this. I think we're gonna want to be mostly black behind here with some shapes, and then that'll get some zip on it. Maybe black in here, and then maybe the back of this guy as well. Let's try that and trust. Let's trust, yo. Trust in the Lord. Here we go. Where's my pen? Here we go. Hello, Shogun Drago. Hello, Adam Klein. Thanks for coming on in, guys. Guys and gals, folks, people, humans. Forgot his blade over here. He's got these awesome blades on his arm, and like, what? This mask is nuts. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can draw this. This mask is crazy. Like, to think about drawing that in multiple panels in a comic kind of gives me a panic attack, because it's just like ridiculous. They probably have like a 3D model of it or something, or a sculpture that they can use when they're working on it, but which probably would help. But I was just kind of winging it here. Not winging it. I used photo reference, but the shapes are so crazy on the mask that it's like hard to imagine it in 3D space, because it's not exactly the same shape as a human face. So that was a fun challenge, actually. Because I've never drawn, I don't think I've ever drawn the Guyver before. Even though I like Guyver, I probably looked at his mask in the past and was like, nah. Dylan, hello. And here I am, I'm like, supposed to be filling in blacks, and I just went in there and started doing details. What am I doing here, guys? Come on, Tyrell. Stay on target. Stay on target. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's come in from the outside. That's always a good idea. Because I want this to be sort of the high point, right? So we want to push these sides back. I don't know if I'll pull this off, y'all, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best. Because it's just paper. It's just paper and ink, man. It's everything and it's nothing. I kind of made a mess all over my desk, you can tell. I haven't cleaned it in a while. And today it got a good old splattering all over it. I kind of like it when it has a little bit of character, but then every now and again I like to reset it with a good scrub down. Usually between projects is when I do stuff like that, you know, like, oh, I just finished up work on this schlub, issue 6, and I needed to do a reset on my table here. I was just realizing that. And let's go ahead and, come on, we're gonna end up doing this anyway, Tyrell. Let's just get some of those in there now. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's give him some goofy little wrinkly features here. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Adam. I was wondering if you'd be here, man. Yeah, Adam gave me a great list to choose from, which is always a treat from a commissioner. And we talked about Guyver and a couple other things, and I'm glad we went with Guyver because, like I said, I haven't drawn him, even though I've been a big fan of the old Guyver. Let's go ahead and just be brave here. Here we go. Boom, boom. We're going to knock it in. Alright. Yeah, it's coming together there, right? Okay. So it was pretty blobby, but we'll probably tighten some of that up. I kind of like some blobbiness, you know? Maybe I'm just too big of a Trad Moore fan or something. But I kind of like some blobbiness. Thanks, Adam. I'm glad you're liking it. I promise to continue to try to make it cool. No, I'm feeling good about this one. It is a blast. I'm having a lot of fun. Been a good way to start the year. I kind of was working on all three of these last ones at the same time. And then this one was the first one that made it to the board. So Guyver just wrecks people, man. He's so awesome. And he opens his chest up and fires that crazy energy beam or whatever. It's so cool. It is so cool. What a crazy cartoon, crazy book, crazy movies. Yeah, there we go. Nice and bloody. Nice and bloody. Hey, Derek, what's up, buddy? Hope you had a good New Year, pal. Been a minute. Thanks, Adam. I was talking about that a little earlier. I want to probably, there'll be more blood. Don't worry. This is not all the blood. There will be more blood. The sequel. Yeah, there will be more blood. But we're going to get some of the details in first, and then that'll be one of the more end of the road steps. So probably won't get to that tonight. Because like I said, I'm probably going to do about an hour here, maybe a little over, and then I got to bounce. But man, I wanted to get back on here and say hello and Happy New Year to everybody, and just kind of work on something that I'm enjoying at the moment. But yeah. Blood better. I like that. You guys, you guys get some good gifts for the holidays? Those that celebrate with gifts, did you get some good ones? I got a couple good ones. I got a new Sleep sweater for the band Sleep, Dope Smoker. Stoked. I got a little miniature handheld video game that has like a bunch of video games on it, like old 8-bit games of years past. So that was pretty fun. I got a Bob Ross cookbook, so that was pretty cool too. It was a good holiday. Of course, it was all about my daughter. Really, she got ridiculous presents because we saw both sets of grandparents this time, and oh boy, she made out like a bandit. She made out like a bandit. It was a very blessed year, so it was good for her to have a good Christmas. Oh, I know what I'll do. There's always got to be a tentacle guy around, you know? Not just because it's anime, because it's Guyver too. There's got to be a tentacle guy in here somewhere. So we'll get some tentacles coming around here. Maybe I can drop one in here from this guy. There is like a tentacle-armed monster in one of the episodes. He's pretty rad. One guy has a bunch of little tentacle things on his face. There we go. Yeah. There we go. It's this in-between phase that's kind of hard when I have to remember the process, because I get frustrated sometimes at this stage where I'm like, oh, this isn't working, you know, like, because you know, I'm wanting it to be finished, you know. So I got to remind myself like there's steps to come, and sort of enjoy the part I'm doing, which is just kind of making some big decisions about these areas here. Hey, there's Don. What's up, Big Don? Louis Armstrong sweatshirt. I love Louis Armstrong. That's great. Spirited Away. Nice live theater show. That sounds cool. That's awesome. Oh, and Derek, you got the Alex Toth book, huh? You're big on the Toth lately, man. That's cool. That's cool. I can see it in your stuff, dude, because you're getting those big, bold black areas, man. That's very Tothy. Tothian. That's how they should say it now, is Tothian. It should be Tothian. We just got some Guyver going here, guys. I showed off some books earlier. I'm going to pull those back out right now. Maybe at the end of the stream, I'll give you guys a little peek at some pages I just finished for a secret pitch thing. Maybe I'll show some of those off here at the very end before I jump. Right now, though, we're going to keep riding this hoss. Nice, dude. That's cool, Derek. Sometimes when I do these bigger areas, I use a different tool, but there's enough mix of like the edges of things and the background here that I'm like, I would rather just go ahead and use one tool, even though this one's not always ideal for filling in these big areas. It works though. I'll solid up anything that doesn't look good at the end. Alright, we're getting close to a good spot for kind of deciding what I'm going to do with him. So I'm thinking about that as I get up here to the edge of him. I definitely think he needs some white on him, but he might give him like a dark back. I cannot wait to sharpen up these lines, man. I want this one to be nice and crisp. Crisp. Alright. Dark Hero. Heck yeah, man. The live action stuff's good. It's directed by Steve Wang, one of the sculptors of the original Predator design. And quite an action director. Stunts by the same team that did a great movie, a different movie called Drive with Mark Dacascos, and they used to do the stunts on some of the Power Rangers stuff. Not that anybody cares about any of that, but that's what I know about it. This is a refillable pen. Hey, Ictus, how you doing? So this pen has little, you'll probably have to see it in a minute because I'm sure I'm running out, but there's a little, the refills are disposable. You could do it without disposing of them if you wanted to, but I don't know, I'm kind of lazy, so I don't I don't refill my own things. But yeah, I've had this same. I've been using these brush pens now for probably 6-7 years, and I've probably bought 3 in that entire time. So each one of them usually lasts me quite a while, and holds its tip really well. Some of them will eventually die. Some go on for a really long time, or sometimes you will get one. I guess I've bought 4 because I did get one that was just a dud. You know, it just wasn't. Something was wrong with it, but that seems very rare from everyone I've talked to. So yeah, I like these Pentel brush pens. They're nice. Okay, yeah, here we go. We'll give him a little more here. And we're going to give this big shape here some kind of volume. And why not with the... There we go. Tighten that up too in a little bit. All right, so Guyver needs a little bit of some shadows here. Eli, hello. Curmudgeon, yeah, well. New Year's resolutions. Well, let's see. I don't know. I don't really do specific resolutions, but I would like to be a little more active this year physically if I can. I would like to really find peace in every day. That's a big one for me. So, but yeah, no real like specific. I gotta lose 10 pounds or something like that. None of that stuff right now for me. How about you guys? Any New Year's resolutions? Feel no pressure to share that information. There we go. He's in there. He's in there. The Guyver. Alright. Something back here needs something. All right, a little wonky right here. I kind of know what I'm going to do with that though. Okay, let's see. What do we had here? Some guys. Draw more Guyver, sure, yeah. See you later, Eli. Ooh, sketching animals, that's a great idea, Eli. I've done that before, and it is so fun and difficult. But yeah, it can be fun too, for sure. All right, Guyver. Let's see what you got here. telling you though, this mask is crazy. I'm not even sure what the guy was thinking when he drew this. It's cool though. I mean, it's bio boosted armor, right? So what's cool about it is it has like this, it's like a biological robot. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome cartoon comic. Alright, yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe we can do that on those sections. I kind of wanted to play with this sort of loose hatchiness that I've been really into, that I see in like Shiro and Otomo, where they kind of do a light kind of scribble. I mean, I say scribble, it's not like random, but like a kind of loose hatch on some of the rounded edges. So 2023 goal of reading one comic per day for a year. Wow, that's crazy, man. Oh yeah, I saw your post. That is nuts, man. That is very cool. See you, Dylan. Derek, for sure, man. I was gonna go with sort of a, I like to put angles on things, but one of the cool things about the Guyver design is the sort of roundness of everything. So I think I'm going to try to keep some of these fairly round, and then use the sharpness on stuff like the edges of the mask and stuff, instead of the chunkiness here. Because I like a little bit of sharp and like chunk to my stuff. I like it to have that blockiness a little bit right now. And so I like to find a way to work it in there. It doesn't always have to be the same method, but just some way of getting that feeling in there. Okay. Okay. I'm liking that. Anybody else working on anything right now, like tonight? Anybody at the drawing table? I think I want to bring a little something here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't dry super fast, and I often drag my hand through my piece, as people have probably seen on here before. But I just I can't just start at the top and go down when I ink. I gotta bounce around. I don't know how people do that, But for me, I'm constantly bouncing around. And I'll do the same thing between pencils and inks. I'll ink part of it and then not have the pencils done yet, But yeah, this ink does okay. It does stay wet a little longer than I'd like, because like I said, I do end up dragging my hand through it, but it all depends on sort of how you're laying it down. And also, since it is cartridges, the cartridges, like when they're closer to the end, they might be a little more, they might let a little more out with each line, and so it takes a little longer to dry then, whereas a fresh cart might not be quite as leaky, you know, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm not sure how people just start at the top and go down to the bottom. I kind of have to build it, you know. It's like I'm putting up the walls and the ceiling at the same time or something. I don't know what I'm doing. Akira Toriyama, yeah. He's definitely got a what a great, you know, you recognize his work right away. He's really amazing. Spawnuary, cool, nice. I don't know if I'll end up doing anything with that or not. Brunson working on a page, I like it. All right, maybe I can do a little more detail with the maybe I'll make some decisions on these guys too as far as their I would like to draw Spawn, but I have other things to do right now, unfortunately. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll get to it before the end of January. Maybe I'll do like a 6x9 or something, I don't know. Just for fun. Spawn's really fun to draw. I mean, any image character is fun to draw, in my opinion. That was like the golden age of just things looking cool, you know, for no reason. And that's a big reason I think people responded to it, is that it's just fun, you know. I think if the books had been a little more fun and less serious, it might have been, well, I don't know. I like the serious books too, but the art styles were very fun. Nowadays, I feel like there's a little less of that funness in the work, and, you know, I miss it, so call me old-fashioned. I would like to see, you know, just a little more style. And I don't mean like house style, you know. Not sure if I'm like, I don't know if I like that or not. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Let's go over here for a minute. Put that section in timeout. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Spawn is like, it's just him drawing the things he's really good, he likes to draw, you know, which that's what we should all be trying to do with our creator-owned stuff. That's what I try to do. Like my book Eris that I'm working on is just, that's what I want to draw. Like that's what I think is cool, and that's, you know, that's good enough reason for me. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to render this, but I'm trying to remember that I'm probably going to throw some zips on this guy too. So sometimes with that you can do some cool dry brushing, and then the zip can sort of continue into that if you have the right ones available, which I never do. I need to put an order in again, honestly. Hey, Matt, thanks. Okay, so this is a nose, right? I think that's what I wanted it to be. This is an eyeball. Maybe I'll render up a little Guyver here and see what that's feeling like. Get some corners on here. I need a sip on my drink. Okay, need to not get lost here. Guyver. It's actually helpful for me when I'm streaming because I look over on the screen at what it looks like over there and I get this far away perspective really easily. It's still there. It's there. I just got to figure out how far I want to go with some of the rendering. But I think first I want to get a good outline on some of these shapes. We'll see how far that takes us. I want these lines on the suit to feel a little harder than what they do right now. But I don't want to lose my bounce here, so there's a tender balance. Ah, see? There we go. That's okay. There we go. That'll work. There's something on my nib here. Where did I? Well, we'll stick with this one for now. I might come back in with something even sharper than this, though. I really want that crispness. Like that. Let's do that here too, maybe. Munch. Thanks, Lance. Thanks, Lance. Yeah, I'm liking it. I am liking it. A good day is when you like the drawing the whole way through it. Sometimes it's a roller coaster. I was debating doing his chest open because I really like that when he does that, but I don't know. There's only so much you can do with that for me. I kind of had this vision of more of like a chaos of battles kind of a scene for him, so I went with that. But if I ever get the chance to do him again, I might have to draw that chest thing because that would be fun. I just think there's only one or two things that I could think of with it today at least, or not today, but when I was working on this. Whereas this was like, the muse came to me, it was like, hey, what about this? And I was like, yeah, what about that? Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta go with what's happening for you. And there'll always be another day and another drawing that you can try those other ideas with. But I'm trying really not to fight stuff as much as I used to, and just maybe be a little more open to it. That's kind of interesting. I mean, Guyver is kind of OP, but as OP characters go, he's he's one of the more fun ones. I like him. I like Fist of the North Star, of course. Kenshiro. Who else is a good? Pit is another good OP character. Okay, we're finding them there. We're finding the shapes a little bit. Let's get another one of those thin lines in here. I'll break out the micron in a minute. I really want to crisp up that. This pen's actually feeling kind of dry, but sort of just kind of rolling with it right now, seeing if I can get something cool from it. Maybe a little bit of squiggles here. We're not going to do a lot of the bending and stuff though with him. I kind of wanted to just make it feel like a more still moment, you know? Not still, I guess, but like a freeze frame rather than a sort of the full range of motion is what I'm going for here. All right. Yep. Okay. I think I'm seeing a little bit here. It's all about having fun, guys. It's all about having fun. Because if we're not having fun, what are we doing here? But I understand. Some days it's not fun. Some days it's hard, man. Some days it is hard. Life can really get you down. So try to be here for the happy ones. All right, something here is bothering me. I think I need to. That's better. Okay, yeah. BMC Comics, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Guyver World. Probably going to do about 5 or 10 more minutes of this, and then if you guys are interested, maybe I'll show some pages of this thing I was working on that I finished up recently. And you can tell me if you'd rather see. Well, no, we'll show pages. I'll show 2 pages. 2 pages, man. Got 2 pages here. Thanks, Adam. I'm glad you stopped by, man, and I'm glad you're digging it. I should have it done sometime this week, so stay tuned on that, pal. It's fun. I love seeing the process, so if I got a commission, I would love to be a fly on the wall, you know? I should just make that an option with the commission, like I will record the drawing process for you or something. Okay, let me see here. Well, you know what? I'm going to look over there on the screen. What's it look like? Oh, yeah. It looks better from far away, guys. When I'm up on it here, I'm like, oh boy. But yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good. I think I'm gonna just do a couple things over here, and then I'll grab those pages and show y'all. I don't think I showed them on here before, so if I did, well, this will be very anticlimactic, but I don't think I did. Alright. And tomorrow I'm going to play with some rendering on this. Maybe throw the zips on and we'll be really close. I'll try not to overdo it. Let's see. Let me get one of those pages. Where did I put them? There they are. How about the first and second page? That makes the most sense. Oh, hey, you know what else? Here's that domino I drew. I have not put that up in the web shop yet, but I probably will if anybody's interested. This one was really fun. I did this as a warm-up when I got back from vacation, just to kind of get back to work. And pretty happy with how it turned out. And sort of as I'm going to add it to, you're hearing it here first. I'm going to do a collection of those X-Men drawings I did, a little booklet. So that'll be coming out soon, and this will be included in that since I needed one more to make it the right number for printing. So, okay, let's get Guyver out of the way here. So here is a project I'm working on. I'll be honest, it's just a pitch right now, but I'm not going to tell you much more than that. It's just a pitch that I'm doing with Kenny Porter, and so it's sort of a dark fantasy type thing. You know, Vampire Hunter D is actually a pretty big sort of influence on me as far as how I was approaching this one, and so yeah, I'm not going to tell you much more about it other than that, and I'll show you this first page. We got some some nastiness going on, and then here's the second page here. So this one was really fun. This page is the one I really enjoyed drawing. So we'll see what happens with this. Maybe nothing. Maybe no one else will ever see this other than people who watch this stream. But these are the pages I was working on with Kenny. So stay tuned. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some of that. Maybe not. But you can bet your booty these guys fight. So there we are. All right, folks. Well, as I said, I need to cut this night a little short tonight and go spend some quality time with my wife. So I hope you guys all had a wonderful holiday, and I hope that hopefully I will be back next Tuesday. If not, very soon after there, I will be getting some more Tuesdays with Tyrell going, and I hope you guys will be able to join me for some of those. So like, subscribe, hit the notification buttons, all that. You can find me on social media at TCannon Comics. Pretty much every social media, that's what my handle is. So thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Rock and roll and read comics.